smile while I suffer. The shame. At first I was your slave, and now I'm in your soul, in your mind, in your flesh. Patience governs my love. I smile, I suffer. I am only one of many. Can this love go away?
Kiss me from afar. I am your devoted lion. I am with you always to dominate you. You are in my heart, and I hold you. You are in my heart. I am tired tonight. Come with me.
Who is it?
One of your secret lovers.
I am too old for lovers.
Too old? Never.
At my age.
Open up.
Go away. I don't know
You
you.
do. I am your lover.
Bernard Berenson?
An art critic I am not.
Oh, it's you, Gabrielle D'Annunzio.
Nor am I a crazy poet who, as you know, is very ill.
You know, you do the best impersonation I have ever...
Well, I should, because I am he, the one whose biography you wrote.
Please leave.
If you don't open up, I will break down the door.
Just a moment. Let me get the keys.
Just a note from the news services. The Mussolini family is spending a joyful holiday together at the family residence. Il Duce and Rachele Mussolini are entertaining their children and small grandchildren. Il Duce expresses family values at this dangerous period in our nation's history. And now, for more music.
A lion. I was not aware the Empire had jungles.
Ethiopia does have rainforests. May I kiss you?
I do not kiss strangers.
Am I still a stranger?
I don't know who you are.
I know the mole below your lovely neck.
Surely there are more important matters than the mole on my neck.
A lion has much time, and we have not been together in a long time.
You're right. Oh, stop this nonsense.
I am the lion.
And which of Il Duce's lions are you, Ross or Italia?
Oh, both are dead. I am the ghost of Raz.
Il Duce does not believe in ghosts.
You don't believe that. You're testing me.
Your faithful servant.
Out of uniform.
Lions do not wear uniforms.
And absent these last 3 years.
Matters of state. I am Il Duce.
How did you get into the building?
Whatever I want, Il Duce gets.
Don't I know it? Let's hope it lasts forever.
You think it may not?
What do I know? Benito, I'm busy.
So cold, as if our 25 years means nothing.
28 years. Is there something that you want?
This music. Arturo Toscanini,
Of course.
the traitor. May I make myself comfortable?
Would it make any difference if I said no? And he is not a traitor.
So cold, where is the war?
3 years is a long time.
You turned your back on me at Luigi Pirandello's funeral.
You noticed. With 4,000 in attendance. You should have called first.
The phone is out of order.
I used it a short while ago.
Try it.
It's working.
Try it.
It was working before you arrived.
It must be a power failure.
A coincidence.
Well, these things happen. Why all the packing?
I'm sending some things to my daughter in Milan.
Oh,
You seem surprised.
well, you have all your favorite paintings here, like this Boccioni. Do you always travel with your paintings?
Sometimes. You recognize Guccione.
Oh, give me some credit. And, Judith from the Old Testament, with the head of Holofernes.
And a self-portrait.
yes,
By
what is
Luisa Gentileschi. It is not a reproduction.
The painter who captured the Jewish murderess with the enemy general's head in her hand after she enticed him into bed.
Yeah.
Clearly, both painter and subject hate men.
I forgot. You now prefer German painters.
I'm not amused. I could be amused.
Stop!
You prefer this Boccioni, these man-haters to me.
These These are priceless paintings.
Cara, all of your paintings are priceless. You would pay thousands of lira for a bit of oil paint and some horrendously ugly subject, or some asinine abstraction, and yet you would walk miles to save a lira. Me amore, you will never change, and you have not offered me anything to drink.
You are not Il Duce.
What?
Il Duce does not drink. His machismo cannot tolerate alcohol.
Well, times have changed, the ulcer is gone.
Either we are in a dream or you are an imposter.
Perhaps I shall have you committed.
Put the knife
Oh,
away.
I won't harm you or your paintings. Have I ever treated you with anything but the greatest of kindness, and you haven't asked what's in the box?
Let me see if I have anything to drink in the kitchen. I think I have some Chianti left.
No Bordeaux? Surely you're planning a long journey.
A short sojourn, really. Surely your staff is well aware of my comings and goings.
My staff?
Your surveillance teams.
You're thinking thugs.
Not to my beloved Il Duce.
How beloved. You know, the Italian government has awarded you 14 medals since 1936, and you have not picked up a single one of them.
Here's your drink.
Is it poison?
I'll trade.
I have always trusted you.
I insist.
You know, you may leave at any time.
Leave?
Italia.
You want me to leave?
No, of course not. You are what made Italia what it is. And that is why I have personally brought you your medals.
There was a time when times have changed.
Oh, only on the surface.
Even your accent is different.
Oh,
Slightly more Nordic.
no. They now speak with an Italian accent.
How peculiar. It's working. Pronto? Yes, this is Margherita Sarfatti. The flight has been canceled. Inclement weather. There is no inclement weather. Arrivederci.
Is there a problem?
The flight has been canceled.
Happens all the time.
It's curious. The weather is quite good.
There will be others.
How's the wine?
Quite good, in fact.
And what does Signorina Patacci think about
Well,
featuring-
she does as she's told.
I see. Pronto. The flight has been canceled for several days. All flights. Very well.
Is there a problem?
Yes, a problem. You can get the trains to run on time. Can you not do the same for planes?
Well, if you were going to Milan, you could take a train. You cannot take a train, however, to the United States or South America. Are you so anxious to leave the country?
I have tried to make an appointment with you often, but you are always busy. I must now move on. I just want to see my daughter in Milan.
Oh, Fiammetta is not in Milan. She is in Il Solo. If that's the estate that on Lake Como, you've not changed the name again?
What have you done to
I
her?
have not done anything to her. I would never harm Fiammetta.
Out of order. Again.
Oh, I'm sure the power will come back shortly. With the labor shortages, we have had to hire many Calabrians and Sicilians.
And what do Southern Italianers have to do with non-working telephone lines?
I love the Southerners, but you know as well as I do, you can't get them to do any work. Perhaps I'll bring in the Ethiopians to civilize them.
Leave the Ethiopians alone. You should have conquered the south of Italy before the north of Ethiopia.
God helps those who help the Southerners with their organized crime. Do you know that organized crime does not survive under Il Duce, but in democratic America it flourishes?
Perhaps you remember the incident.
What
The
is?
hat? You were giving a speech in Sicily in 1924, and you could not find your hat, and you were convinced they had purposely hidden it from you.
Nonsense.
They wrote you a letter about a week later saying that they could not find it, but if and when they did, they would return it to you. It was the perfect Sicilian insult for a head of state they did not like.
The only reason why they took my hat is because they admire me so much.
I see. Can I pour you some more wine?
Water.
I knew your stomach would bother you. speaks with the concierge.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
It'll just take a minute.
I said stop.
I am in my apartment.
When I say stop, I mean stop!
What the hell?
Don't you ever use that language on me.
You're hurting me. Devil's fruit.
Now, open the door.
Are you playing games with my emotions? It was working perfectly before you came.
Don't you trust me?
I have.
Have I ever betrayed you?
Let us begin with the Treaty of 1936.
You're being sarcastic.
Then get the door and telephone fixed.
This is your building, not mine.
You run all of Greater Italy. Even Caesar now has colonies.
Caesar is not a repairman, however.
Please leave.
I can't, we're trapped.
I shall go out on the balcony and scream.
Go ahead.
It's locked. You knew. Why?
You have trouble with your building, and you blame the government of Italy.
I hate you.
Not really.
Being one of your thugs, I closed my eyes too much and I acquiesced.
You knew what was going on. You could have left at any time.
The power, the money, the glamour, it held me.
We made Italy.
Into what?
Without you, I never would have succeeded.
God, we were young and full of ideals.
Reality sets in.
In some cases, just viciousness.
Let's have a drink, baby.
I'm tired.
One more.
One more. Let's listen to the radio. Do you remember we used to play this concerto together?
One more for old times?
One more. So, how's the water?
Water is water. And you know what I just noticed? We're your servants.
They had to be dismissed.
Why?
He asks why.
A letter from one of your lovers.
Yes?
May I read it?
No.
Cara mia, kiss me from afar.
Kiss me from afar. I am your devoted lion, always there to dominate you. You are in my heart. I think of the times we spent together. I hold your body and want to devour you. Now and always. I own you. Now and always. I'm tired tonight, but you are in my heart.
You remember it. Is the fruit of the poisonous tree so sweet, or is it your photographic memory again?
Both.
This is my writing.
I beg to differ.
Where's the original?
Lost.
And the others?
Also lost.
Are you telling me
I
that
do not have the letters.
they will appear one day? In the meantime, dance with me.
Dance.
Yes. They play a waltz. Let us
You
dance.
are an imposter. Please leave.
Imposter.
Il Duce does not dance.
Dance with me. They're playing a waltz.
When you dance with a wolf, you expect to be devoured.
You dance more gracefully than ever.
Dancing with such gentility.
I dance with a queen.
Oh yes, me and the 2,000 other women that you seduced. Let us begin with Angelika Balibanov. From what I hear now, you're accepting letters from all over Italy, from women who want to sleep with you.
I beg your pardon?
Your staff lets them in your office every day between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. And then they are sent home with a gift for their service to the Italian government.
You're reading the American tabloids.
As your prisoner, do I not have the right to joke?
You are not my prisoner. You don't have the right to mock. And if you're not going to dance with me, pour me more wine. You seem sad this morning.
I have a gift for you.
Oh?
For you, Carlo.
The Italian Encyclopedia of 1936, Margherita Sarfati, editor.
And to sign it for you. It was the last edition before I was summarily dismissed.
I only learned of that much later.
You can look at the dismissal notice on the volume.
We do not live in a perfect world.
And are you helping to make it more or less perfect?
More than any other Italian.
Another gift for you. The Mussolini biography by Margherita Sarfati. There is much lavish praise for you in there.
Well, who has done more?
Shall I begin with Dante?
Dante? What has Dante done for Italy?
Michelangelo.
Oh, Michelangelo, Raphael, Botticelli, all the great chefs, Vivaldi, the list is endless. What the hell have they done for Italy?
They have not. Who has?
Il Duce has.
How?
By restoring the honor and glory that was Rome. Spiritual value means nothing. The world is laughing at the Italians.
You are turning them into a Germanic people
I am restoring the honor and glory that was Rome.
and bringing on worldwide condemnation.
You are reading the American newspapers again. I know that you wish to go to the United States, but do not forget Il Duce's third axiom.
Remind me.
Never trust the Americans.
Oh,
There is not a more hypocritical people on the face of the earth. They say one thing in one language and do the exact opposite.
are they the only ones? Perhaps a simplification?
They have enslaved 25% of their population for 250 years and practically exterminated the indigenous population, and yet they say they are making the world safe for democracy.
They no longer have slavery, nor are they murdering Indians.
Of course, the Indians are practically extinct. Slavery is no longer required, but I send a few troops to Ethiopia and I'm a tyrant.
Il Duce, you are going too far.
Let me tell you about the Americans. Do you know what my observers in the United States tell me? They tell me when the American children go to the cinema on Saturday afternoons, every time they murder an Indian, they clap and shout for joy.
Trying to justify your actions.
I am not bound by a Catholic conscience, and for the last 5 years, you have fought everything I tried to do.
You, who were named after an Indian-Mexican revolutionary.
Let us not get tied down in sentimental history.
What happened to your ideals from our socialist days? The baby named after the Mexican revolutionary is now the enslaver.
Enslaver. Don't ever use that term to describe me again. I hold Italy together. Governing Italians is not difficult. It is useless.
You are trying to mix sauerkraut and spaghetti. Can I say something to you?
Of course, Vela.
I hate your guts.
Not really.
What do you want?
You know what I want.
You want me?
Yes, of course.
Then may I move in with you?
That's not possible in the current climate.
As I expected, loneliness could not be your reason.
I am a lonely man.
Don't dismiss Signorina Petacci. She is always by your side.
Do not mention Clara's name. Do you know what just popped into my head? Did you really say that you hope she and I are hung by our feet?
Never.
Never. You never said that.
Never. There is no resentment here.
No reason. Whatever must be, must be.
As long as Il Duce and his masters say so.
Don't push. You're teasing me.
I have nothing you want. Socialist politics was the basis of our love.
Not really.
First, you stripped me of my honor. You disappear for 3 years, and now you show up, and you're just going.
Oh my God, you sound like a broken record. No one is holding you here against your
I
will.
wish to leave then.
Go ahead.
I'm afraid that the racial laws.
Oh, the racial laws. I did what I had to do to protect Italy and the Jews.
Ha!
I am like a tree in the wind. I bend as I need. I am a survivor.
Even the Vatican is speaking out against the racial laws, a cheap emulation of Clifton.
Do not talk to me about the broom.
The broom.
The Pope. 6'4" and 125 pounds. He looks like a broom. And don't forget, Kyle, one day you will realize I am everyone's protector.
How?
A leader has no permanent enemies, no permanent friends, only permanent interests.
And what does that have to do with racial laws?
Oh, those laws were enacted to be ignored. Italians know how to pass such laws. You helped me write many of them.
There is still the humiliation. My daughter married a Catholic and converted. My son married a Catholic and converted. I converted 10 years ago. Yet according to the racial laws, even my grandchildren are considered Jewish.
Jewish blood will not be spilled in Italy.
Just humiliation. You caved to the Germans. Why? You're afraid of being called the kosher fascist again.
Do you know Dr. Paperno, my dentist since 1910, Orthodox Jew? And I will not let any other dentist touch my teeth. Vittorio? In September, Vittorio entered the Mille Miglia auto race, his co-driver, Italian Jew. My children have many Jewish friends, and my home is and will continue to be open to them.
Nonsense! You've encouraged Italian Jews to leave, you've refused foreign refugees, and forced out post-1933 arrivals who you originally welcomed. You know it's wrong.
Jewish blood will be spilled in France and Belgium and Poland and Denmark and eventually England, but it will not be spilled in Italy. One day this craziness will end. Is that not enough?
As long as Il Duce is in power, and when he is not,
That cannot happen.
they will control your bowel movements.
Stop.
What do you want from me? Approval?
I don't need your approval. I want what is best for Margherita.
Oh, God, I'm confused.
You want me to remove the racial laws? I will remove the racial laws.
For me,
They never apply to you, and then what happens? We live happily ever after.
not likely. I don't think your neighbors to the north would approve.
And then what might they do?
Send forces into Italy.
And then what happens to your precious Jews, and more importantly, Il Duce?
You have no backbone.
Answer the question.
The answer is inevitable.
Then give me credit for doing the right thing!
Why not stand up?
Because you cannot stop charging elephants! That's what I think of your opinion. That's what I think of your religion.
Destroyed it. You animal is nothing sacred.
Your new religion is harder to control than your old one.
First, you condemn me as a Jew, and then as a Catholic, while denigrating me to second-class citizen, and demoting me because of my heritage. And this is the man you say you love best.
I did. I truly did. I will make this like new. Jason, my lawyer, my precious lawyer, saved me how many times?
And today, you would be considered a second-class citizen.
You're making me angry again,
I want to murder you
but you can't.
because of the repercussions to the Jews.
More important reason than that,
Because it would be suicidal.
because you still love Il Duce.
Let me leave the country.
Go ahead.
I'm going.
Door is open.
I will. My ticket. It's expired.
You can drive to Milan.
Milan?
Or have you forgotten the lie that you told me earlier?
What do you mean?
You said you would not leave the country. So it was to be Argentina.
Perhaps.
You lying
Oh,
Jewess.
stop this nonsense.
Go.
It's expired.
Exchange it.
You know the current regulations. All I want is to leave the country.
Your wish will be heard.
I can go.
Yes, even though you lied to me.
Perhaps you're not as bad as I thought.
I must go. I will be back shortly. You'll still be here, I hope?
Do I have a choice?
You're not being held against your will.
You play games with my emotions.
I will be back shortly.
And the afternoon know what the morning never suspected. Is that you? Il Duce? Is that you?
It is I, whoever that is.
Who are you?
Let me in and I will tell you. I phoned you a moment ago.
Just a moment, this door is behaving strangely.
Signora Saparti? James Bullock.
What can I do for you?
Do you have a few moments?
Yes, what do you need?
We've met before, do you remember?
Where?
In the United States, twice during a grand tour there in 1934.
I do not recall.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. In Washington, I was a reporter for the Washington Post.
Remind me, which university is in Cambridge?
Yale University, you conquered the United States. They referred to you as the uncrowned queen of Italy.
Thank you. I never heard that name before. It is no longer relevant in any case.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised that you're still here.
The current government has been quite good to me.
In fact, you received an award as recently as last month. I forget what it was for.
So have I. It was certainly not deserved. Refresh my memory, Mr. Bullock. Who's the publisher of the Washington Post?
Mr. Ox. Now, before we begin, may I ask you about that gentleman I saw coming out of here?
Yes, what do you want to know?
Wasn't that Il Duce? I was breathless as I saw the man exit.
No, of course not.
He certainly looked like him.
There is some resemblance, but no, that was not he. I've not seen Il Duce in 4 years.
Then who was it? It certainly would make for a risque story.
It was the artist, Mr. Believenoff. He had an argument with his lover. I was trying to console him, male lover. Given the current climate, I hope we can keep this between us.
Certainly. Now, I have something that may be of interest to you.
Yes?
The letters. I have a client who's willing to pay handsomely for them.
How handsomely?
Well, this is a matter for negotiation, but we must have the letters immediately. I believe that my client is willing to offer as much as $1 million American dollars.
Generous offer.
You'll accept.
No.
Is the offer insufficient?
Yes.
You consider $1.5 million. I understand that El Duce sent you more than 1,000 letters between 1911 and 1936.
Your offer would be considered, but I cannot accept.
Why?
Because I do not have the letters. Any correspondence between Il Duce and I would be purely official, because that is the only type of relationship we ever had. It would be things like the arts or articles and speeches with which I gave him some assistance, or party matters. I am no longer a member of the party.
Signora Sephardi, the whole world
The whole world knows wrong. Il Duce is alleged to have had affairs with thousands of women. I am not another elevator mistress. Perhaps you should try Signorina Petacci.
I value my life. And most people say she can barely read nor write, and in any case, no correspondence probably exists because she's always at El Duce's side.
And why would anyone want these letters if indeed they existed?
If the letters existed, the American press, both tabloid and mainstream, and the German press and government would probably have an even greater interest, because just last week Mussolini made the statement that he has been latently anti-Semitic since he was 25 years old, but he just didn't realize it. Remarkable, since his first lover, Angelica Livanov, was Jewish, and now you for a grand total of 30 years? Who knows? My client will probably sell to the highest bidder, and Himmler and Goebbels may be interested in purchasing them in order to suppress it for any state.
No, the latter perhaps. No German newspaper would print such letters if they existed. I'm afraid I cannot be of any assistance to you. Will you be contacting Il Duce about the letters?
Here's my card. Let me know if you ever change your mind.
I could certainly use the money. Perhaps I could fabricate some.
Good day, Signor Sapati.
Good day.
Where members of the Italian government met with several representatives from the German government, including Goebbels, to solidify ties between the two countries. Il Duce expressed his admiration and awe for the German military might, while Goebbels expressed solid support for the Third Reich's closest partner. The Mussolini family spent the day together in celebration of the Count and Countess Giano's 8th anniversary. In addition, the family celebrated the 11th birthday of their son, Romano.
Everything put back just where it was before I packed it. Oh God. More wine. It's a Bordeaux. Oh God, my passport. It's missing. Pronto! Livio. No, I'm still here. It's a long story. Fiammetta has been called in for questioning. What? When? Has she been released? Livio! Livio, are you still there? Livio! Oh, thank God she's been released. You must leave the country at once. Livio! 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 Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were Livio. Who are you? Clara Petacci. You don't sound like Clara Petacci, and we've only met once. You say we met more than once. I don't recall. What can I do for you? No, I did not call you a whore, nor will I ever use that language. Who told you this? You won't say. I have no more stature in Rome. No, I did not say that I hope you and Il Duce hang by your feet. Yes, you too. Perhaps we can have some espresso sometime.
Are you better rested this morning?
Strange morning.
Have you changed your mind about leaving town?
I woke to find all of my bags unpacked and everything put back right where it was before I packed them.
Oh, what a coincidence. Strange things happen. Or perhaps your new religion does not allow for extraordinary things to happen.
I have been a Catholic for a decade.
Oh, you've been a member of that Institute for Sacrosanct Leeches for that long? Perhaps an angel performed a miracle for you.
I did not want to unpack, so those angels would have to be fascists.
I see you're drinking again. Are you becoming an alcoholic?
How dare you? And what are you doing to Fiammetta?
Nothing. She's like my own daughter.
She was called in for questioning.
I had nothing to do with that. Perhaps she was speeding, a traffic violation.
Would you like some wine?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate all this sudden attention. As Italy's Il Duce, don't you have headier matters to attend to? Why, just yesterday in the newspaper, the German murderer was quoted as saying, "Mussolini is not Italy's Hitler. I am Germany's Mussolini." Heavy stuff.
I am here for Margherita. I am trying to rekindle our love.
And that's all.
What more do I need?
Drink your wine.
I want to thank you for the wine, but I must be going. I'll be back. I will have this fixed.
Il Duce? Il Duce?
Signora Margherita Sarfati, I am Major Carl Clemmer. I am pleased to be in the company of Italy's Arbiter of the Arts.
What are you doing here?
I am your transportation,
My transportation.
your transport. You seem surprised.
But you're here so quickly.
Whatever Il Duce wants, Il Duce gets.
But he only left a moment ago.
He can act quickly.
I'm not ready to go. I have to pack.
Let me return then. How much time do you need?
I'll let you know.
You know, that appears like a brush off. I'm only here to assist you.
Why is a German military officer providing transportation to an Italian citizen?
A personal favor to Il Duce?
I will remain here.
You'll miss your plane.
When Il Duce comes back, I can provide my own transportation.
Il Duce runs one of the world's great powers. He cannot attend to such minor matters, which is why he's asked me to provide transportation.
And there's no one on his staff who can provide transportation.
Shall we say our relationship is personal? He was here a moment ago.
Please leave.
I intend to escort
I
you.
shall scream.
Scream?
I'm not coming!
Then you run the
And
risk
run the risk.
of missing your plane.
I can provide my own transportation.
You have an Italian temper.
I am an Italian, and I did not hire a German chauffeur.
You're in perfectly safe hands. I am awed by your presence.
What? Why?
Why not? You are the uncrowned queen of Italy.
Perhaps was. Certainly not now. Please leave.
May I have your autograph?
Gone mad?
I'm one of your greatest fans.
You mock me. Now leave.
Il Duce will not be amused.
Leave.
All right. I warned you.
Get out!
We are allies.
God, you bastard.
What's the matter with you?
Get out.
What?
Leave.
Are you getting
You
some-
sent a collaborator, a Nazi here?
You're out of your mind.
What?
You are crazy. I didn't send a Nazi or anyone else.
I will not be driven to a concentration camp.
Of course not. This is Italy.
Send an American and then a German?
You are crazy. An American?
Remember two things, Il Duce. Harvard is in Cambridge, and Eugene Meyer is publisher of the Washington Post.
I am no expert on American trivia.
How did you get this fixed at 1 a.m.?
Nothing's impossible. Let's put it back in its proper place.
That won't take but a moment.
Ceremony?
You've gone mad.
Look who's calling the kettle black. Have you no respect for your husband?
I love my husband, and you well know it.
I don't know that. Have you no guilt?
What?
Did you love him?
How dare you ask me that?
Well, did you?
Of course.
I have my doubts.
You would have thrown him out of the country.
He was my lawyer.
That is history.
And would you expose him as a cuckold?
A couple.
Yes, have you no conscience? You would expose the man to the world as a cuckold, a man who treated you like a queen.
Many say you treated me like a queen, and look at me now.
We must protect his honor about your indiscretions.
About my indiscretions.
And there have been many.
You now call our relationship infidelity?
What else?
Cesare was well aware of what was going on.
Oh? Huh. I have more respect for him than that.
Like hell you did! Isn't the seducer now pitying the poor, grieved husband? It's comic almost, even surreal. You now grieve a man dead 16 years.
Well, of course, his wife has no pity.
What are you getting at? What about my love and honor?
You can have both.
How?
Well, you have certain letters that would shame him before the entire world. Did you once know a man who went by the title Il Duce?
Which one?
The one who once committed adultery.
Once. For a man who has seduced thousands of women and fathered at least 5 illegitimate children.
They don't count. Here, I betrayed a friend.
Who's been dead for 16 years? You're grieving him suddenly.
Yes. Is your conscience clear?
What are you getting at?
How could your conscience be clear? You shamed him.
Cesare was well aware of what's going on. He never once complained.
Did he want the whole world to know?
The whole world did know.
Ah, he was a brave man, a discreet man. We must keep his honor alive.
I have.
How?
God, what are you getting at?
In certain quarters, to include your American ones, they say that neither Il Duce nor the fascist party could satisfy Margherita Sarfatti. And she had to rely on the artists for additional satisfaction.
You now call me a slut?
I didn't say that.
God, you're a bastard.
Slut! Don't ever make me do that again.
Satan gets his way.
Because I care about everyone.
How?
I care about Margherita, Italy, Il Duce, the Jews and the Catholics.
The Catholics. What have you ever done for the Catholics?
They would deny it, but I gave them a home. I'm responsible for building the Vatican City. And they criticized me and would do more given the opportunity. And rosary beads in this house. Have you gone mad?
Never thought I would see rosary in Il Duce's hands.
Not for long. For the boarding school they sent me to, that is for the fat friar who expelled me. That is for the other one who touched my testicles. That is for the broom who gives rosary beads to Jewish converts. Oh, don't worry, he loves you best.
Because I'm a convert.
No, because of your money. In your anti-clerical days, we made fun of those bastards.
You're going mad.
You call me mad.
It's 2:15. Better get back to your quarters.
Giving orders?
Doesn't he still call you at 3 o'clock every morning?
How do you even remember that?
Better get going.
No one tells Il Duce what to do. And you can't hide behind this innocent face. I know you still care about Hitler's well-being too.
Only yours. Chauffeur is here. 3 o'clock call from Berlin.
It's impossible. He's in summer residence.
Come back and bring my passport.
I will be back shortly.
Pronto? Is that you? Il Duce?
Buongiorno, Signor Sarfatti. I have returned.
Go away!
Did you ask Il Duce about my presence?
I did not. Leave.
I will take you to your flight.
What do you want from me?
Hear my case.
No.
We do not have time.
Who is it?
James Bullock!
Please come in.
Good evening, sir. My name is Major Clemmer.
Let me return some other time.
Please remain.
Yes, Mr. Bullock.
No, I must excuse myself.
Oh, you must come later. I think Signor Sarfati may want to see you again. Making a deal?
A deal? What kind of deal?
Perhaps you might have something to say to him.
Please leave.
I have an offer to make you. Do you want to get out of the country?
No, I wish to remain here.
You're ready to depart before Il Duce arrived. All of a sudden, you wish to remain?
I've changed my mind. What the hell do I have to gain from coming with you?
You could leave the country. Look, I'm on your side, Signor Sarfati. And I can make you an even richer woman.
How?
I can make you an offer.
At 3 a.m.
My client is willing to pay you $2 million for the letters.
What letters?
Oh, please.
I have no letters.
Now look at me closely.
I see you closely enough.
Well, then you will recall who I am. And why are you not speaking German? You speak so well. As I recall, 7 languages. I only speak 5.
You know all of this about me. Oh, the newspapers. Or was it the German and Italian intelligence agencies?
You really don't recall. The night you said you would never forget, remember? Oh, you were quite passionate.
I recall no such thing.
Berlin, 1927.
12 years ago.
The Venetian.
I have stayed there.
Yeah, many times. And you preferred pink sheets.
I don't even recall who you are.
You recognize this?
Where did you get that watch?
Yeah, you gave it to me.
I gave that to a young German philosophy student and artist.
I am that student.
You resemble him only slightly.
I am now 12 years older and 40 pounds heavier. And perhaps you might remember my one most distinguishing feature.
The black scar behind your left ear.
Take a look.
You were not a Nazi then.
Think back. Our discussions on Kant and Hegel?
What difference does that make? The whole world has changed.
It was you who changed me.
I
You're remembering.
regret the things I said, but as I recall, you put up much resistance. You were a confirmed Marxist.
That you were the power behind Il Duce.
Don't remind me. What brought this change in you?
I got older. Then there was all that chaos. And he brought order when order and national pride were badly needed in Germany.
You're unaware of what is going on.
I am aware. And it is painful.
As I recall, your mother was part Jewish.
A lie. I am in no way Jewish. Now don't you ever say that again.
I will not.
And why are you still here? Or do you still love that
I
man
do
as
not.
I? Oh?
You're really a Nazi.
I am?
With the abominations.
Oh, I had an outstanding converter. You?
I recall no such thing.
I argued for socialism and the overthrow by the proletariat. You said that was old hat and that fascism was the new way.
I regret the things that I have done. There are things I've done the world will never forgive me for. And I influenced young, innocent men like you.
Oh, please, stop. I was never young nor innocent when Countess Van Otto introduced us. You gave me my triumph of the night, being with Mussolini's uncrowned queen.
And that's all I meant to you.
For one who can barely remember me.
Your one-night stand.
At first, yes, and then
I'll just throw you out.
Then I came to have feelings for you.
Even though I was Jewish.
I did not know at the time. I only found out years later. Well, I'm not anti-Semitic now, nor then, nor ever.
I am no longer young. The years have not been good.
And I'm now here to return the favor. And I still do have feelings for you.
So you are not one of Il Duce's agents.
I am not. You still doubt me.
I don't know. What difference does it make?
Because my conscience has bothered me for many years. And I have something to return to you which will prove once and for all that I am that same person.
Where did you get that? It's been missing for ages.
I stole it from you that last night.
You bastard! This is the one Il Duce.
Yeah, my conscience is now clear. It's yours.
I fired my maid over this.
I'm sorry, but the amends make no difference to it.
Why did you steal?
Because I needed the money. You said Il Duce gave
Wrong.
them to you, and I thought that
They were inexpensive. It's 3 a.m.
Have you heard the news?
No.
Your son's body has been found.
What?
Turn on the radio.
What is your interest in my son's remains, Mr. Bullock?
It's a matter of human principle.
You want a story?
I am interested in your comments. People would like to know.
And in other news, the remains of one of Italy's greatest war heroes, Roberto Salfati, were discovered in the Italian Alps. Salfati died in a heroic air battle in 1918 at the age of 16. The body will be flown to his family. Il Duce has decreed that he will receive the highest military honors.
Can we be of any assistance?
No. Please just leave. I want to be alone. An ending at last. Or is it?
You sleep late this morning. Have you heard the news?
Is it really he?
You think I would fabricate a corpse? I learned of the discovery from my staff.
It's just that for 20 years I waited and waited and your troops searched and nothing. And now all of a sudden during this bizarre...
You think I would stoop to that level?
Yeah.
You bitch!
Stop! Stop!
It is Roberto's.
What is it?
It's his name disc. Take a look.
Is it really his?
Yes, I have brought something else for you.
What is it?
Open it.
What is it for?
It's a replacement.
For what?
Have you forgotten the one I broke apart?
The Il Duce of old.
It's the same Il Duce. Read the inscription.
Holy Father Pius XII.
It's yours. He's given me 12 to date.
When can I retrieve the body?
It's being sent to Il Soldo.
The estate is closed.
Where would you like the body sent?
Have it sent here.
You know the burial site is I Soldo.
Times have changed. Will he receive a military funeral?
Of course.
When?
3 weeks, perhaps a month.
Why so long?
Are you in such a rush?
Yes, I'm leaving the country.
You lied to me.
You knew the whole time.
Of course I did. I could have you arrested.
Oh, I can see it now. Former uncrowned Queen of Italy arrested.
On charges of espionage. As the English say, the charge is more important than the actual crime itself.
Why can I not leave a country that denigrates me to second-class citizen? What do you want, Il Duce?
I want the letters that were in your possession that were never returned.
I do not have them.
Why not?
Because they were returned to you 15 years ago. Besides, there's nothing in them that hasn't been in the paper 100 times.
I have no record of it.
Check with your vast bureaucracy.
And there was nothing of importance.
Nothing.
The Matteotti files are missing.
I had nothing to do with that dreadful murder, and you know it.
You knew what was going on. You have as much blood on your hands as anyone else.
You now bring up a war murder that you ordered 15 years ago.
I had nothing to do with that, and you know it.
What difference does one more murder make?
So there is no correspondence in your possession.
Such as
Matters of state.
none.
You had access to the information.
Of 15 years ago.
Return the information.
It's all been returned. What is it that you want?
I want the letters. What do you want? Money?
Hardly.
Well, you are worth the equivalent of 5 million American dollars.
Are you insane? What on earth could I possibly ask money for?
The letters, the biographical material.
And why would I want to sell them?
Money, revenge, humiliation. I have changed my mind. There will be slaughter in Italy
When?
shortly.
And how many do you plan to round up?
Not many. In fact, just one.
Who?
You.
Go ahead.
I will make your life miserable.
How?
I will have you arrested.
For what?
The headlines themselves would condemn you. Jewish biographer acts as agent for the French.
Do you think the Italian people would go for that?
Yes, because you had access to the information.
And then when the letters are revealed?
How you do have the letters.
Yes.
You will never leave this room alive.
So be it.
I will have you arrested shortly.
Go ahead.
Why will you not return the letters?
Because they're all I have of you.
Blackmail?
What would I blackmail for?
The atrocities you perceive.
If you want the letters so badly, let us trade.
Trade?
Give me back the letters I wrote you.
I don't have.
Where are they?
I don't know.
Then mine too are lost.
Ha! So you trap Il Duce.
Then let me out of the country.
Return them.
You're hurting me.
Return them! You cannot separate yourself from me,
No, I cannot.
nor I you.
Do you recognize the pearls?
No, should I?
I guess not. Oh, you're hurting me. Stop.
You must remember, I do not sleep. Il Duce sees everything. I've watched you for 2 hours.
Stop.
Does the biographer wish to kill the biography?
No.
Are you Judith? Am I Holofernes?
No, stop.
I am not Holofernes. I apologize. I can see it now. Biography murders biographer. No assassination today. Take your knife, Cara.
Do with it what you
No, it is yours. Take it. Put it away. Go. Put it away.
Would you like some coffee?
No, I only want the letters. There must be over 1,000.
1,736.
And where are they?
Out of the country.
I will send agents. Switzerland?
No.
Where?
You're telling me that a man who considers himself himself one of the world's great powers, is going to spend 2 days looking for some silly love letters.
For the honor of Italy, for the honor of Margherita, for the honor of Il Duce, for the honor of Cesare, I will do anything.
Cesare is now dead. Margherita's honor has long been destroyed. And Italy? Italy has survived wars and famines and even Il Duce. They can survive some silly letters.
Why not? What would those letters reveal?
If those letters were revealed, it would show how much your ideology came from a woman and a Jew.
Let us not go there again.
Given Hitler's anti-Semitism, you and he would be the laughing stock of the world.
Wishful thinking on your part.
I still love you.
Then return the letters.
No.
Do you not? Do you need my love in writing?
They're mine. Can there be no honor among us? Can you not trust me with the letters?
I cannot trust anyone.
Pronto? Yes. Barring any complications, I will be there. Roberto's body has been taken to the north of Asiago. May I go?
Of course,
Escorted.
if you wish.
Duce, for the last time, why have you spent all of this time here?
To be with you and to get the letters. But also, one more reason. To give you a proper goodbye. You were dismissed with no notice. You deserved better. You deserve the proper goodbye as one who gave me the support I needed when I needed it.
Until you dropped when it was convenient.
Do you want the relationship rekindled?
That would depend.
No contingency.
You know that cannot happen.
I know. For Italy, I must give up Margherita, Rachele, Fiammetta, everyone.
One more drink,
Shall I pour?
please. There is one letter I want to share with you.
That is not my writing.
Look closely.
Rachele's writing?
I'll read it to you and then you may have it. February 7th, 1928.
When I was little,
When I visited you,
Rachele was upset.
she expressed that in the letter. And because of your shameless visit, he burned all the letters you wrote him for the past 17 years. Do not come again.
Give it to me.
I believe she was telling the truth.
She lied. If she had that many letters, there must have been over 1,000.
3,522. Because I had to write 3 letters for every letter that you wrote me. Because you accused me of spending too much time with my husband and my family. If I was going to be Il Duce's, I was only Il Duce's.
If she burned that many letters, it would be like burning Rome to the ground a second time.
I believe that Bela is in your heart somewhere.
Sometimes. Would you care to dance with me?
Like in 1911.
Teach me.
It's much more fun than socialism. Recognize the pearls I'm wearing.
I've always said you had exquisite taste in jewelry, but is it wise to wear such expensive jewelry while traveling?
No. I'll remove it before I go. Did you know that your letters contain 97 unflattering comments about Adolf Hitler? My, how times have changed. They will never be released as long as you're alive.
Thank you. I have learned much from Margherita.
Now let me out of the dream.
You will be driven.
By who? The Nazi.
No. Clemmer was an imposter. He only wanted the letters. He's been arrested.
Then who?
Clemmer, an English driver.
An intelligence operative.
Arrivederci, mio amore. I do have one more thing for you. When you land in England, don't spend any time with Churchill. He reeks of alcohol and tobacco.
Il Duce. One passage to France for Margherita Sarfati.
And in Rome, Margherita Sarfati, one-time mistress, confidant, and biographer of Benito Mussolini, died at the age of 81, outliving her one-time lover by 16 years. Mussolini himself was hung by his feet with his more famous mistress, Clara Petacci, by his side in 1945, after they were shot while trying to cross the Italian border.
And the letters. The letters. Margherita got them to America. They are still in a private vault in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania today in 2018, never to be released. After all, Margherita really was a woman of honor. Yes, she was.